So last year I got codes related to the Vanos solenoids on my E90 BMW with the N54 engine, and the code was for the intake side only. So what I did was I pulled out the Vanos solenoids and I kind of cleaned them, and then I swapped them and put them back in. The thinking here is if the code comes back and it moves to the other side, that way you know for sure that Vanos solenoid is bad and you should change it. And guess what? That is in fact what happened. It has moved from the intake side to the exhaust side. It took me about a year to notice this because I kind of haven't been revving the car very high lately. I haven't been like out like sort of racing or anything like that. So yeah, the code only came back when I finally did that. I've just been doing other stuff this past year. So, finally the code is back, and now what we're gonna do is we're going to completely change the solenoids. I'm just gonna put 2 brand new solenoids in. And a lot of people had left comments on that last video where I didn't take out the little filters that are on the side of the head and clean them. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that. I don't think that I need to do that. I think probably most people are not gonna need to do that. I really don't think those things are gonna get that gunked up such that they're having that much of an effect. But since I'm making videos here and since it's YouTube, I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to do it all in this video, so let's get started. You got to love this particular repair. It is one of the easiest that you will ever do on this car, probably the easiest. In case anybody didn't see that last video, I'm just going to cover it again. So here you got to take this little scoop out. You're going to have T20s right here. I don't have those because mine stripped out a long time ago. All right, so that's where the 2 solenoids are right there. Those are the 2 connectors, in fact. You can basically see the upper connector, and then you can see the lower bolt. There's a bolt right in here, and for the upper one. So basically just do one at a time. See, when I did the first video, I didn't actually have this fan conversion. I didn't have this oil cooler conversion, I should say. So these lines weren't here. It was actually a little bit easier to see, but we're just gonna work around it. So I guess I'll do the bottom one first. And that's just a 10 mil. Okay, here we go. Reach in there and I will disconnect the electrical connector and then just pull the sensor, the Vanos solenoid I should say, out. Okay, so basically what dropped was the little rubber kind of grommet that kind of fits on here. So I will reach down and pull that out. Okay, so what it is there is a there's an O-ring and then there's a seal on this thing, and what dropped was the seal. The O-ring is actually still in there, but the seal dropped all the way down, and I tried to grab it with my long sort of flexi shaft grabber thing that I was going to show you guys here. It's basically like this kind of tool where you push a thing and then it has these little claws that come out like this, and it's really, really, really long. That almost worked, except I kind of bumped it and now I can't see it anymore, but it doesn't matter because the new solenoid comes with the seal and the O-rings, so that's great. Really didn't want to have to jack this thing up and take the bottom thing off the splash pan, but I'm still gonna have to jack this thing up if I'm gonna do the seal, I think. So anyway, the O-ring is still in there. I'm just gonna reach down in there. There it is. So there we go. I think I changed the O-ring last time. Well, it looks like I did anyway. I am just going to use a little bit of dielectric tune-up grease. That's just silicone paste. That is safe for rubber O-rings. So I will put some of that stuff on there, just to lube it a tiny bit. And then I'm going to maneuver this thing in so that it is not gonna get dirty. See right there, I've got it most of the way in. That's what it looks like. So I'm gonna reach in there and try to push it all the way home. And you just you have to sort of turn it a little and that'll sort of help it seat. There we go. There we go. I think it is perfect now. So the real trick here is getting this bolt started without dropping it. So here I'm gonna have to block you guys again. And I can feel that I don't have the thing aligned quite right. It looks like I do, but it's probably parallax error. If I just kind of twist it and turn it a tad. Okay, let's try that. Okay, I think I got it. And there it is. Okay. Good enough. Okay, reach down and click it back on with the electrical connector. It would definitely be a lot easier if I took this fan out, but because of, you know, all the mods I've done with the intercooler and all that stuff, it is really not as easy to get this fan in there, in and out of there as it was when it was stock. So I would rather avoid it if I can. So let's do the top one. Boom. Okay, electrical connector. Okay. All right. And this is the bad solenoid now. So I will make sure to toss that. I should toss the intake one too, because it's so old, but it's not throwing codes. So, you know, pack rat me is going to keep it. So we have to thank this week's sponsor, which is OEMBimmerparts.com. They've been a long-time sponsor of my channel, and for good reason. I really love these guys. I love their website. It's really well categorized. They have fast 2-day shipping because they have multiple warehouses across the country, so they're going to get your parts to you really quickly. Like I said, the website is very well categorized. It's just the most popular repair parts that you're going to need for all the late model BMWs. It's easy to find things. It's you know, they always stock the stuff that you really need, and they do offer some. It's mostly the OEM parts, but they do offer some aftermarket parts, but quality aftermarket parts. So you don't need to worry about what you're getting. It's usually one OEM option and one aftermarket option if you want to go that route. So I really love these guys. I would appreciate it if you would check them out. That's OEMBimmerparts.com. These are Febby Bilstein solenoids, the good stuff. Courtesy of OEMBimmerparts.com. Lube up the O-ring and the seal. There we go. I'm sort of holding the tip of the solenoid, kind of direct it in so that it just doesn't touch the dirt on the outside of the engine. I'll twist it in again. Yep, okay, I felt it seat. I can see it's down a little too far, so I will sort of turn it up if I can. Needs to get turned up just a little bit. Needs to get turnt. Okay, I did get it started finally. Whew, finally. That was a pain in the butt. Let's get the other electrical connector back on. Wow, man. Yeah, you know, take out the fan if you can. It's really not that difficult. Yeah, I really wish I had done that. What a pain. All right, guys, in order to get at the filters, they're screwed into the side of the cylinder head from down here. And in order to get at them, we're going to have to take out the vacuum accumulators right here, as well as the coolant bottle. You don't actually have to drain any coolant or anything. This can just be loosened here, and forget if there's another one. Yeah, here and here. That's right. These two remove, and this one, there should be a bolt down here. I think I don't have it. And then a bolt right here. And then I think there might be another one in the back. So 3 bolts here, one here, here, and here. Take those out. This will just come out and you can disconnect the vacuum lines from it, no problem. This will just set aside. And then they'll give us a lot of access down in there. And I don't think we can fully do it from the top. I mean, perhaps we can if you really know exactly where they are. But in my case, I'm probably going to have to jack the car up, remove the wheel, and kind of get access, probably remove the wheel well, the liner, and be able to get access there, probably for filming, I'm thinking, mostly. But once I kind of do all that, I'll be able to give you, you know, the best tips on what you should do when you're not filming. I only have this super long thing because I need it for going for this back one here. That's just a nut. Nut right there. There's probably a bolt on the front, it looks like. Should be some bottom vacuum lines. Okay. They are clipped onto the side of this thing. Just unclip them. this can move out of the way. Oh, there's a little sensor on the bottom. Unplug that. Okay, I think that'll kind of work for now. All right, guys, so now we have, you know, all this room down in here, and I've got this little mirror there, and check it out. That's where the 2 bolts are. They are like little Torx plugs, I guess. And obviously you can see that's like a right angle that we're looking at. So they're basically in through here. And yeah, I think I'm just going to, again, I don't want to make this a real super pain in the ass for anyone, for you or for me. So I'm not going to recommend that you take off this wheel liner or anything like that. But the wheel liner in question would be this one right here, the front wheel liner, which is not that difficult to remove, to be honest with you. You know, I removed it when I did this conversion and put the oil cooler in and everything. It's actually fairly simple to get out, but I don't think we need to. I think we have all the room in the world to just kind of get a socket in there with a little extension and remove those plugs. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so you guys see down in there, I've got my socket in there. That's actually a T40. As you can see, it's like a long sort of T40 right here. So yeah, that's all I did was kind of use the mirror to kind of slip it up in there. So I will get it in there again. That's just kind of the procedure. So yeah, I recommend a little piece of mirror for this. This lighted one, I bought this off of Amazon, I think for 10 bucks. Yeah, it's really working great in this particular case. You definitely want one that has a little LED light on it. That's super key. In this case, I think I'm gonna turn it off since I've got this other light here. I wanna save my light. I can still see, we can still see. So yeah, I'm just gonna put on a socket wrench and get that thing out. All right, let's see if I can actually hold the camera and do this. That would be a trick. Okay. Can I crack that thing? Yeah, it's pretty easy to crack loose. Ah, this is not in there. Okay. I think that's it. And yeah, I'm gonna have to put the camera down. I'm trying to get the money shot for you guys. So I think it's loose. Yeah, it is. It's a little plug and it's just coming out. And there we go. And as you see, it's fine. Tiny, tiny bit of metal particles, I guess, in there, but you can see what that is. It's like this screen, you know, and it's not like it's all clogged up. It's doing its job. It's catching a small, tiny amount of debris. It's shocking that there is any debris, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm just gonna wipe it off, stick it back in. All right, so there it is. I've cleaned it off and I'm gonna stick it back in. You know, the reason why I say that this probably is not necessary, and it's probably not necessary for anybody to really do this, because I just don't think these engines get that bad. I've seen a number of these in the junkyard. You know, people have taken the cylinder head off and stuff like that, or the valve cover off. I can tell by the oil residue in a lot of these engines that most of them are fairly well taken care of. I mean, it's even if you're abusing it, you just don't see a lot of damage like that. So, I mean, I did see one or two that were super caked inside and very, you know, orange, like there's a lot of orange debris, or not debris, but a lot of orange buildup on the inside of the valves and stuff like that, the cams. And in those cases, maybe you want to check this thing. But, you know, if you've had your valve cover off because you've done the valve cover gasket and you see that, you know, your valve train doesn't look orange, it looks yellow and shiny, then you're fine. You don't need to do this. So yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm not going to film putting it back in, or at least while I'm putting it in, because I don't want to get any dirt on it while I'm kind of fumbling around and trying to find the hole. So I'm going to do that first, and I'll get the other one out. I'll show you what that looks like. I think with this one, I need the magnet to sort of pull it out for whatever reason. I think the rubber seal is whatever, kind of holding it in there a little more than I wanted to. Oh, maybe it's not magnetic. Also, maybe I just didn't spin this thing all the way out. So I'll try to do that again. This must be what it's like to be a dentist. Oh yeah, and it's a lot easier if you shine the light at the engine than, oh, okay, this thing's coming out, I see it. A lot easier if you shine the light at the engine rather than at the mirror. Because when it's at the mirror, it's just at the wrong angle. Okay, there it is. And that's what this one looks like. Pretty much no debris at all. Like I thought, like I said. So yeah, if your engine, if your valves look clean or your cams look clean, you don't need to do this. Probably cause more problems if you accidentally kind of touch the tip of that thing on like a piece of dirt or a dirty surface and end up putting dirt into the oil system. Yeah, these kinds of things are, I don't know, somebody somewhere on a forum said, oh, you should do this, and now everybody thinks that they should do this, and you really don't. I would say get new solenoids first, and if you still have a problem, then look into doing this. That's what I would do. Okay, practice being a dentist here. Okay, easy enough. Boom. And we're done. Yay. Cool. Let's just get this back in place. Don't forget to hook up that level sensor. Like that. I never replaced this bolt with an OEM bolt. Keep forgetting to grab it. Yeah, hardest part here is getting the nut on the bottom there. Honestly, don't even really need it. This thing ain't going anywhere. But I'll show you a little trick in case you don't know about it. When you need to put a nut down on a bolt that's, or on a stud that's like way down in the bottom there, and you want to keep it from falling out of your ratchet, the trick you do is get a little piece of paper and shove the bolt in to your socket. If you can, boom. Rip it off, and now the nut will not fall out. And also, neither will your socket come out when you're taking the thing out. Well, there you go. Okay. And we're done. You can leave a little piece of paper down there. It's not going to hurt anything. And now for these vacuum lines. And that's it. We are totally done. So guys, that was a T40 socket in case I didn't mention it. And if you want to grab this mirror with the little light on it, I will throw a link down in the description. Thanks a lot for watching my video today. I'll see you on the next one.